Hello and thanks for tuning in to another video on irishracing.com. Last week I went through Aidan O'Brien's top 5 contenders for Royal Ascot, and this week I'm going to look outside of the Ballydoyle stable and just pick out 3 horses who I really fancy for the big meeting next week. It's 3 horses from 3 different stables at pretty decent prices, so let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm really excited to see Bucanero Forte in the Commonwealth Cup at Ascot. I thought he was one of the most exciting 2-year-olds last year, and I think he can probably continue that progression from 2 to 3. Kind of late seeing him back this year. We didn't see him until he won the Lacken there in May. Maybe that wasn't the most visually impressive performance. Give me the beat boys that day by a head, but good yardstick there in second. He's a high quality horse as well, and just listening to connections after that race, they kind of noted that they weren't overly hard on him on the run up to Naas, and he should improve an awful lot forward at bigger targets, so he should be bang on for Royal Ascot. I just thought the ability he showed at 2, he was quite breathtaking when he won the Phoenix Stakes that day and beat a really quality field like Porta Fortuna and Unquestionable were both behind him that day. I think 6 furlongs is his best trip, and he should be able to establish himself as one of the top sprinters in that division, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the Commonwealth Cup, and I think 8-1 looks a really fair price about him. I think he should be right up there in the mix-up. I'm a massive fan of White Birch, and I'm hoping he's going to line up in the Prince of Wales on Wednesday. It's not confirmed yet whether or not he's going to go there. I'm doing a stable tour with John Murphy tomorrow, so hopefully to get confirmation there, but he's still in the race at this stage. And I think he probably should be favoured ahead of Augusta Rodin. Like, if you watch back that Tattersall's Gold Cup, I've watched it a few times. And while you have to assume Augusta Rodin's going to improve a fair bit for that run, he's got an awful lot of ground to make up on White Birch on that performance. I think White Birch, look, Augusta Rodin was obviously a much better horse at 3, but White Birch, I think, has improved no end this year from 3 to 4. And he can really establish himself as one of the top older horses, I'm hoping, this year. So a cut in the ground will help his chances, but the forecast for Ascot's quite unsettled over the next few days, so hopefully the ground might be on the softer side of good on the Wednesday if he lines up. So I think he should be favourite. 5-2 looks a fair price at the moment, and yeah, it'll be a good renewal of the rivalry, an interesting race, and I'll be on White Birch's side, I think. Last but not least is one who I put up as a horse to follow on our Monday podcast a few weeks ago. I think all eyes were probably already on Rogue Millennium making her stable debut for Joseph O'Brien after costing, I think, £1.6 million at the Tattersalls last December. She lined up for the Ridgewood Pearl on 1,000 guineas day, sent off even money favourite. I was a backer that day, and anyone else who was on her will remember the antagonising viewing of watching her getting trapped up the rail there under Dylan Brown. Had nowhere to go. By the time she got out, it was too late, and I'd say she probably went into an awful lot of notebooks of anyone who wasn't following her before that, because I suppose keeping a mare of that quality in training, like seeing her being bought, you wouldn't really have expected her to go back into training. There's always a bit of a risk, will they retain the ability, will they have the attitude, a few different things, but I think it's fair to assume that she has just as much ability as she showed last year. I suppose the pick of her form might have been that second to Tahira and the Matron, but she did win this race at Royal Ascot last year, so she's going for two in a row. And I think, that run was fairly encouraging. Joseph has been training his older horses this year to improve from run to run, so if she comes on for that again and hopefully gets a bit more luck at Royal Ascot, I'd say she could be hard enough to beat in the Duke of Cambridge on her way to possibly bigger targets later on in the year. So yeah, Rogue Millennium, definitely one who has been in my Royal Ascot tracker for a while. She's there 4-1, I think, for the Duke of Cambridge. So those are my main fancies. 3 of my main fancies, I suppose, for Royal Ascot, taking out the Ballydoyle ones who I went through last week already. Let me know in the comments below, do they have any chance of winning? Do you fancy them as well? Or if there's anything else you have your eye on for a while, let me know as well. If you like the content, make sure and like and subscribe, because we have loads coming up for Royal Ascot next week. Tanya Stevenson will be on each day to preview the day's racing, and we've also got a stable tour coming up tomorrow with John Murphy, hopefully to confirm Ascot targets for White Birch. So plenty coming up for Ascot, and yeah, keep an eye on the channel.